What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today you are here with D-Boy. So we are back with another video. This time we will talk, this would be part 2 of the video that we wanted to do for you guys to show you the combo of the Turbo GB8 deck, the Rush Turbo GB8 deck. So in this video I will explain to you guys how the deck actually work, and I will show you some combos. I will play like from turn 0 to the GB8 turn, and after that we will also do a video where you guys will see me play on area or against friends, where you can actually see the deck in action. So yeah, let's do it. First of all, you need the markers. The markers that I played for this deck were basically the black and blue on both sides with some extras in between, but these are the markers that I normally use for my GB8 deck, where I don't have a quick shield, but we do have these beautiful markers that we use for the GB8 skill, and you need 3, so that's what I do. I use 3. One comes right here, and the other 2 go right there. And of course we have our G-Zone, and the G-Zone is beautifully put like this. I hope that you guys enjoy these kind of things. If you guys haven't seen the deck profile yet, you could check it out. The deck profile is on the channel. The link will be in the description section below. The deck profile will explain a lot about how the deck is put together. And as I said in the deck profile, not all the secrets are revealed there, but some of them are. Alright, so here we have the deck. We have our starter, be Mega Trainer. We have these sleeves that have a story into it. And yeah, let's shuffle and show you guys the combo, or as I like to explain it, how you would play your turns. So yeah, by playing this deck, I actually was thinking a lot about playing Overdress. I wanted to see what this deck is about. I want to see how the premium format is about. I think maybe the last tournament I should have gone with an Overdress deck, because I didn't play Overdress this year in a competitive setting, and actually Bruce should at least got one chance to do that. I decided not to do it because in France the second day was actually just premium and white Schwarz. But if that day was like, let's say, premium and Overdress, and I think I would choose Overdress. But I had I wanted to maybe get a qualifier for Worlds 4V. In that case, I may go, because we have lots of friends from our community, but also from other communities, nice people that are going towards this year, and I thought V would be nice to join them. Also, I wanted to show the world that V Spike is actually good, but at the end, I think there is a big chance that I will not be able to go towards anyway, even if I have got the qualifier, because of the time that Worlds will be played. And at that time, I actually have something else that's very important to do. And in time, you guys would know what that is if you guys follow me on Facebook. So I think that this is quite okay as in shuffling, and I think we should be fine. I do like the color of the sleeve, especially with this behind it. But yeah, let's do it. So we have the playmat put the other way around, so it's actually a little bit harder for me, a little bit difficult for me to play, but it's nice for you guys because it feels like you guys are playing and not playing against me. So we put the deck, let's put the deck right here. Let's move the markers here and have the G-Zone chilling there. So we have the starter, and let's say dices. We have beautiful spike dices. So we will go with the spiked one, and the opponent will go with a crit to, so who goes first. We go first, which is nice, why not? Our starting hand will be a tier. You overtrigger. Overtrigger is not bad to keep in hand if you can ride, because you could still discard it and then put it back with the G-Guard. So this is actually quite a good hand. We have a good right targets, we have good shield. If we return this, then we don't know what we will draw. So I would think I would just keep it like this. Having an overtrigger on hand is good, because I don't want to drive check it in the early game anyway. Alright, so we go first, we draw for turn. This would have been our draw, good. And then we ride into tier. And because we have the spike bouncer, we could move the starter back here. Depending on which deck you play against, if they retire or not. So keep our hand right here. And then it's their turn. Let's say they attack us, do us 1 damage. And then it's our turn again. If they do us 2 damage, that's fine. You could use this and this at the same time. So let's say they do us only 1 damage. We draw for turn. We ride into the spike bouncer right here. If it's not a retire clan, it's just, let's say, for an example, Aqua Force, or even Narukami. Narukami doesn't retire in the early game. We could still keep him around. So Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1 to check for... we could do this and return this to the bottom of the deck. It would have been better if we got a Breach, because a Breach here would be cool. Now keep everything else on hand. We don't want to use him yet because we can drive check into a heal, which is good. Now having the PG in the bottom doesn't really matter. So we attack right here. He doesn't process a counterblast because we don't have anything face up. Drive check, draw. That's perfect. So draw 1. Another one. That's good. That's good. We could basically GB8 first stride if we want. That's insane. Now we have the hand for it as well. Power goes tier this attack again, so we put them at 2 damage or 1 damage. Then it's their turn. Let's say they attack, they kill this, and they give us 1 damage. Sometimes they don't give damage at all because they don't know what the deck does. But if they do us 1 or 2 damage, that's fine. That's actually perfect. We have lost 1, 2 tiers and the damage. Important ones in the drop zone. Important to keep in mind how many tiers and how many breaches you lose. Stand and draw. We draw a breach. That is good because now we could put them at that 2 or 3 damage. So right here we actually ride into the maximum. Why? Because the maximum gives us shield value, and then we go into rising. Alright, so right here we will go and get Beautiful Force 1, and then we will use the Mega Trainer and the double Jelly Beans. So again, this is a way to play it. There are also different ways that you could play this around, but as in the hand that we have got, we could do this, so why not? Some cards are put the other way around. Oh no. So we have 1 heal from the first Jelly Beans. We have another heal from the second Jelly Beans and a 3rd heal from the Mega Trainer. So basically now they know that you have so many heals in hand, and with that they will be cautious, but would they know that you could GB8 first stride? I don't know. Most of the time they don't. But right here we could actually rush them. We could really do them some serious damage. That's why putting the Rising Nova or riding into Rising Nova right here is also not bad. But I would still rather ride into Juggernaut first and then go Rising Nova. Alright, so we shuffle, we cut. Let's do another cut because the opponent wants to cut even more. And now we have the 4 heals on hand, right? And we call up the breach, we attack with a Juggernaut, we drive check first, nothing. Second, another Juggernaut. Good, we could stride. And then we attack with the breach, activate breach ability, we return the tier to the bottom of the deck, and then we goes to soul, and we draw a card. We draw a rising. This is pretty good. Alright, so right here it's the opponent turn. Let's say they attack first, you use your overtrigger to guard, then they attack again, and that's when you use the first heal guardian, G guardian, and now you go into this, you activate the skill, you want to return the overtrigger to the bottom of the deck, and you want to return, let's say, for an example, this or this. As long as you soul blast, this is fine as well, but you don't have any soul blasters, so we return this. And let's return a great one. So return this boy to the bottom of the deck. So we have these, grade 0, grade 1, and a grade 3. He gets shield value, a lot of shield value, because 5k from him and then 10 from himself. So this becomes, let's say, 20, 30, 43. Then it goes, and then on the other attack, you will activate the other heal trigger, which will give you the Lioness ability, flip Eco Elemental, then another heal trigger. These will bind to countercharge 1, Then you go to another heal, and you drop the another King of Interception to flip yet another one. And remember that you could still G-guard, but it's important to do them at the same time. Because if you now stop guarding this attack, they will go and then you can't G-guard anymore. But as long as you have less than 4 G-guards in your G-zone, you could still keep G-guarding because cards on your Guardian Circle doesn't count. So you G-guard again, you go to another Lioness, flip your last G-guard. Bind these two yet again to counter-charge yet again. And at the end of the battle, they will go. If they attack you now more, you could just let the attack go through and take damage. But most of the time, they will not attack you anymore. They will keep you at this. And that's fine, because you have 2 damage and you have the 2 Cray Elementals in your G-Zone. So there is no reason to take more. So we keep it at that. Then it's our turn again. So you stand and you draw. Right here, you will ride into the Rising because you want to have that beautiful Force 2 marker. So you could hit them for high damage. Remember, guys, that they are already on at least 2 damage, which is perfect because they will put them up to 4 and they have only 2 chances to heal or to get the overtrigger. But if you could put them at 3, that's even better. If you could take more damage, that's even better because it's less chances for them to heal. So right here, you stride using the Rising or the Juggernaut. It's fine. Keeping the Juggernaut on hand is a little bit better than keeping the Rising because we have already got the marker. And we have, of course, the 7 G-guards in our G-zone. So this is GB8 first stride, which is insane, right? So you skip this, and you don't have your flipper anymore. You go straight into the GB8. This is our hand. Right here, you could just choose to call the maximum. Again, depend on what you play against. If you play against Kagero or Narukami, you need another attacker and you need something behind the Vanguard or right here, because with that you could reset your attack kit again. And with this combo against Narukami, they basically need 3 G-guards to stop you. With this against Kagero, they need 4 G-guards to stop you. And if you want to do 4 against Narukami as well, then you need another card. But you don't have much on hand. But let's say you play against an Aqua Force deck or a Pale Moon or whatever, something that could not really do something with your attacks. So right here, we will use dices to count how much attacks we have. So the first attack will be with this Juggernaut, and right here we will use these beautiful markers to give the skill of the GB8. So right here, this gets the skill of the GB8. This is 10, 20, 30, 43 2 damage. 43 2 damage first attack. And at the end of the battle, this will go into your soul with 1 card from your hands. You definitely want to lose the Honely, or you want to put something back, like this is fine as well. But I like to keep these on hand. I'll put this into your soul. Right here, you will actually go ahead and get to your first breach. Shuffle. You have a Rising in the drop zone, it's good. You have a Mega Trainer in the drop zone. Your Rising, your grade 3s are good because they are high attackers, because they are 13 by themselves. So that's actually quite good. And you don't really have anything else that you want Soul Blast except the Spike Bouncer, but you would rather Soul Blast Breach. So Breach attack right here, this is the second attack. This is 10, 20, 30, 40, and you return the Rising to the bottom of your deck. And then at the end of the battle, he goes to Soul with 1 card from your hand to give you something out of your deck. Alright, now you have a Breach in your soul, which means you could go for the Spike Bouncer. And the Spike Bouncer right here. And now you could play with your opponent a little bit on how much damage they could take. Like normally, if they already have put them at 4 damage, then you only attack on this side, or you could attack with this side and put them to 5, so they don't have a double chance for their overtrigger if they survive. So again, pretty much up to you, and I will show you what I mean. So you shuffle, you cut, you still have the second ability of Breach, or the ability to draw on standby, but you activate his skill first. So Counter Blast of 1, a Soul Blast of a Breach, and then you check 1, you check 2, you check 3, you check 4, and it's good, you have a Breach, and the others goes to the bottom of the deck. You wait for your tier, and right here, as I said, if you want to hit them for 1 damage, you go like this. because you could attack with this, give the skill of the GB8 on this side, and then they will guard it, and then this will go into the soul, counter +1, and then draw, and then attack with this, 10, 20, gets another 10k, 30, and then they would take this side, so they go to 5. That's good. But if you want to keep them at 4, you do it the other way around. You do it like this, and then you attack with this into a rear guard or whatever, and then use his ability to go to soul, power this up even more, and attack on this side. It depends, but normally it will go like this. Alright? So you have 2 attackers, and then you draw from this ability of breach. Now you attack with this side, you activate the GB ability, it goes to right here. At the end of the battle, you count +1, you put this into your soul, and you draw 1. Then you attack with this again, you activate the skill of the GB8 again, this becomes 30, activate his ability, this goes to the bottom of your deck. And now you have no breach in your soul, but you will put some breaches in your soul. So at the end of the battle, this will go into your soul with a card from your hand, and with that you will call something out of your deck. You don't want to go for tier yet, because you have only 1 breach. So you want to go into something different. You could go into yet another breach. That's good as well, because you could still return something, and you have no soul to pay. But you could also go for something like a you could go for Arona. I will show you how effective is this. So you have attacked 2 more times, so we have 4 attacks, right? So you shuffle, you go into Rona, and then use Rona's ability to Soul Blast and to target one of your opponent's rear guards and give it the extra 10k, but it could not use its ability, then we still draw 1 from Breach. Rona right here will attack for another 40. At the end of the battle, this goes to 5. We put the Rona in a card from our hand and we get another Breach. Here we go. And we still start at 0 again. Shuffle. We don't draw a card because the ability was by Breach. Attack with Breach, return a Breach. Oh. And then this is act number 6. So the first die is up. Now we have a second die. Then at the end of the battle, this goes into your soul with a card from your hand. And then you will call something else. And now again we check the soul. We have 1 Breach. So we could go for another Breach and then Soul Blast and then go into our tier. Shuffle. Then we draw 1 from the ability of Breach. You attack, you return this to the bottom of your deck. And this is 7. At the end of the battle, it goes to your soul with a card from your hand to call for tier. This goes up. Maybe I've missed 1 there or added 1 extra, I don't know. But it doesn't matter when I attack more or less, to be honest. You draw 1. This is bad to draw into a Breach. But it is whatever. You Soul Blast 2. 1 and 2. And you counter charge. And then this attacks. Goes to 3. At the end of the battle, goes into your soul with your Breach. And now you actually would like to go for this. Or you want to go for your last Breach. So you don't draw into the Breach. But then you will empty up your hand. So normally I would rather go into a Spike Bouncer right here, because I could Soul Blast the Breach that I have in my drop zone. And again, right here, if your opponent already have taken damage, then your Spike Bouncer will go right there. And the Spike Bouncer ability will be effective to just give you the extra draw. Or you keep the draw just for... You don't draw out of him, he's just here to Soul Blast the Breach. You could do that as well, because you could go 2 sides. So you do this, and you check the top, count +1, check the top 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you go the Juggernaut right here, and this goes to the bottom, and you still draw from the ability of Breach. Did we use Breach, or that last one was That last one I think was tier and then tier into a spike bouncer. Yeah, because the breach was from our hand. So this would attack right here. And now you would have a problem. If you keep it like this, then you would lose this from hand and go with no cards on hand. So you would rather do it this way, and then you attack with this into a rear guard, or whatever. It goes to your soul and you draw one, and that's when you reset your turn. But you take a chance to draw into a breach. If you draw into a breach, you're pretty much fucked. So you attack with this. This I think already goes to 5. And then it goes into your soul, or even more. As I said, you guys count because I can't count. It's just too much work. And now you go into a breach, and now you could do a full loop because you have a 1 card on hand, and that's all you need. Remember, he still didn't attack yet. You shuffle. This boy attacks. Return this to the bottom of the deck, and then at the end of the battle, it goes into your soul to call. Then you draw, of course you shuffle and blah blah blah. So this goes to another 6. Then this attacks again. You just return to the bottom of your deck, goes into your soul with a card from your hand, and you draw. But first you call, you attack, of course you draw. This goes to the bottom of the deck, this goes to whatever, and then here we go. And now you could call your last breach, or you could choose to, of course, call again the tier, and the tier will soul blast your breaches, and then your spike bouncer will soul blast 1 more breach, so you're good to go. So right here you shuffle, you activate the tier ability to soul blast 2, counter, and don't draw a breach. Attack again, this is whatever, and the skill of the GB8 will keep going to this side. I don't have to do it right. So this will go into your soul, and now you go into your spike bouncer. Your spike bouncer will set the combo and will soul blast your last breach. And spike bouncer is good because spike bouncer actually give you the ability to call breach from the top 4, and that's insanely good. So you count +1, you soul blast your breach, of course. And remember, now you don't have any tiers left. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you could not reset the combo anymore. That's it. So now you check the top 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get rising. This goes to the bottom. This attack into a rear guard. Count +1. Goes into the soul to draw not a breach. Good. This attacks for a lot, because remember that his ability also gives the GB8 to this side. So now you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 53. And then at the end of the battle, I don't know, this already have gone to 6 or whatever. To call something from your deck, and now you would go for your last breach. Shuffle. Attack. So right here, you see you have no cards on hand. So now you have to attack with your Vanguard. So your Vanguard will attack. You have no breach left on deck. It's good, but you have draw triggers. So let's do a cut, because now you have a drive check. Then first, nothing. Second, an over trigger. Good. Maybe too good, but good. Goes away. You draw 1 and you give 2 100 millions. So if your opponent, if you think that if your opponent's on 5 damage, you give 100 million on this side and 1 on this side. But now if they hit an over trigger, they survive. I don't know if they have PGs left or not. If not, then you could also put everything here. Pretty much up to you. Draw trigger, so we draw 1. Oh no, this was from the over trigger. And the last drive check is nothing. So we have 3 cards on hand. Alright, so this attack, and you return this, of course, to the bottom of your deck. At the end of the battle, put this and a card from your hand into your soul. And then you call this, and you draw 1. I know that you shuffle and blah blah blah, so don't be upset. This already, we have attack with the GB8, we have attack with this. Again, it's a lot, so you attack with this, you put this to the bottom of your deck at the end of the battle. It goes, and this goes to 4 or 5 or whatever, because we'll call this again, and you draw, and then you attack with this. You put this into your soul with a card from your hand. This will go to the bottom, and you recall it, and you draw. And then you attack again. This goes again to 6. Let's do it like this. And then at the end of the battle, it goes into your soul with a card from your hand. to call something out of your deck because you have called almost everything. So you can't call this. You have some draw triggers left. If you want to finish your opponent with a draw trigger, you could. Pretty much up to you. Or you could just go with a Rising or a PG or whatever. So you still draw from the last breach. You attack with this. This is a good card to draw into. You attack with this again, so you will have a second die coming up here. And it goes into your soul with a card from your hand to call. And you attack, and you put this. And this goes to 4. And then you call this or this or this. Again, it's up to you to call whatever or get your draw triggers out of the deck so you don't deck out. Again, up to you. You attack. This goes to 5. Then you put these into your soul and you call one more. And you attack. And this goes to 6. So we have... let me see. This is 12, 24... almost 30 attacks just like that, and then that's the end of it. So you see, you almost like you deck out, like you attack until almost you deck out. If we had 1 or 2 tier left in our deck, we could pretty much deck ourselves out. It's insane, right? This is GB8 first, right? Look at this soul. You have almost all your deck in your soul, and yeah, that's it. It's insane, right? It is insane. I normally didn't want to put this on camera. I just didn't want the world to see it, but I think that you guys actually deserve to see the combo, especially our watchers. Try to keep this for yourself. If you want to show this to the world, then remember, guys, that there is a big chance that something would happen to this deck, but it's pretty much up to you guys. As long as you tell the world where this combo came from, I'm fine with it. And this video is again made for you guys to enjoy and have fun with. If you guys want to see this deck in action, I will definitely show it to you. I will play some games on area, and I will also play some games with my friends if they really want to face this deck. Most of them actually would love to. So yeah, this is it. This was just a shuffled hand take, like the first take. I don't really need to do this again, like a second take, because as you have seen, like the deck is already in its perfect version, and there are some cards that you could add to it. You could take out the Honolis to add Wonder Boys. You could take out the Fionas to add Mayhem Tigers. You could make the deck less defensive and more offensive if you want to. Pretty much up to you. I like a good balance between defense and offense, but if it were up to me, I would take out at least 1 Fiona to add 1 Mayhem Tiger in, and maybe take out 1 Honoli to add Wonder Boy, or take out both Honolis to add Wonder Boy. And yeah, you could also like take out the PG to add a Wonder Boy, and then just add in another draw PG. Then the deck would work as well. I will show you, if you follow me on Facebook, how I would change the deck around from the competitive setting to more of a fun setting. There is another card that you could put into the GB8 build that would make it strong as well, and those are the 2 sisters from Overdress. The 2 sisters from Overdress have lots and lots of potential because they Soul Blast, so you could actually use them very well with Breach. So I think I will do a little project, a little fun GB8 build with these ladies, just to see how effective they are, and I think that would be lots and lots of fun. Alright guys, thank you again for watching, thank you for tuning in our channel. I hope that you guys enjoyed this deck, enjoy this combo, and again, stay tuned for part 3. We will have more videos coming up for you guys on the channel, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. So till next time.